Your eye color was not simply decided by your parents. It may sound surprising, but this is the scientific reality we will explain. Your eye color results from a complex genetic process involving multiple genes, shaped by ancient mutations and beginning the instant you were conceived. Here is the most remarkable part. If you have blue eyes, you share a direct genetic connection to every other blue-eyed person on Earth. All blue-eyed individuals trace their lineage back to one single ancestor who lived thousands of years ago. Eye color is primarily determined by the amount and distribution of melanin, a dark pigment in the front layers of the iris. Higher melanin concentrations absorb most incoming light, producing darker shades such as brown. Lower concentrations permit light to scatter within the iris via Rayleigh scattering, the same optical effect responsible for the blue sky. Intermediate melanin levels, along with variations in pigment type, density, and distribution, result in green or hazel hues. This regulation is governed by several interacting genes that control melanin production, transport, and placement. All early humans possessed brown eyes. This was the ancestral state for our species, established hundreds of thousands of years ago among populations in equatorial Africa. In these high UV environments, abundant melanin in brown eyes absorbed a significant portion of harmful ultraviolet radiation. This acted as natural shielding to protect ocular tissues from damage and reduced glare for improved visual acuity in intense sunlight. These advantages were essential for survival during foraging and hunting. As modern humans migrated out of Africa, approximately 70,000 to 100,000 years ago, populations dispersed into higher latitude regions. These new areas featured lower UV intensity, longer winters, overcast skies, denser vegetation, and seasonal light variation. The strong selective pressure for high iris melanin relaxed, while new pressures favored traits enhancing light capture in dimmer conditions. Blue eyes emerged from a single genetic mutation approximately 6,000 to 10,000 years ago, likely near the Black Sea region. This mutation reduced melanin production in the iris, triggering Rayleigh scattering and producing the blue appearance without blue pigment. In northern European environments, with weaker sunlight and extended low-light periods, lower iris melanin allowed more light to reach the retina. This offered a modest, natural selection benefit for visual sensitivity in dim illumination. However, the exceptionally rapid spread of blue eyes to high frequencies in parts of northern Europe, the novel, striking appearance likely increased mating success, as individuals with blue eyes were preferred as partners. Ancient DNA evidence shows blue eyes appeared in some early Europeans before lighter skin evolved. This confirms the trait as an independent adaptation to northern low UV, low-light climates. Green eyes represent an intermediate adaptation, occurring in approximately 2% of the population. They require precise genetic balance of moderate melanin levels with yellowish lipochrome and specific light-scattering properties. In transitional European environments, such as forested mountains or coastal zones with variable seasonal weather, green eyes provided a compromise. They offered sufficient melanin for moderate UV protection during brighter periods, while preserving enhanced light sensitivity during overcast or shaded intervals. This versatility likely conferred advantages in fluctuating light conditions. Green eyes are most prevalent among populations of Celtic and Germanic ancestry in regions like Ireland and Scotland. Hazel eyes exhibit dynamic adaptation through uneven melanin distribution. This causes shifts in appearance depending on lighting and surroundings. This flexibility probably provided an advantage in environments with pronounced seasonal or daily light contrasts, such as parts of Europe and the Middle East. They offered moderate protection in sunnier phases, combined with reasonable sensitivity in dimmer ones. Hazel eyes often emerge in families with diverse ancestral inputs, reflecting genetic admixture from migratory histories. Most infants are born with blue or grayish eyes because substantial melanin deposition in the iris begins postnatally. It continues over the first few years of life. A genetically brown-eyed child may thus appear blue at birth, but develop darker coloration by age 3 as pigment accumulates. Eye color typically stabilizes around this age, though minor changes can occur later. The genetic blueprint is established at conception, but phenotypic expression unfolds developmentally. Predicting eye color from parents remains approximate. The traditional dominant recessive model is oversimplified due to polygenic inheritance. Two brown-eyed parents can produce blue-eyed offspring if recessive alleles align appropriately. Siblings may vary widely. Rare heterochromia arises from uneven developmental pigment distribution. In summary, your eye color narrates human evolutionary adaptation to diverse global environments. Brown eyes equipped our African ancestors for intense equatorial UV exposure. As migrations carried populations into cooler, lower UV, and dimmer northern and transitional climates, reduced melanin variants arose and persisted. Blue eyes suited low-light northern latitudes, green eyes suited variable forested or mountainous zones. Hazel eyes suited seasonal flux. This diversity, encoded in your DNA from conception, reflects millennia of migration, climate adaptation, and selection pressures. What is your eye color, and do you have information about your family's geographic origins? It would be of interest to consider how these evolutionary patterns may correspond in your case. If this scientific explanation has been informative, please subscribe and hit a like button so you will not miss a next informative video.